Hey, today we're going to be looking at some boxes that I built for my Sprinter van. These boxes I made to hold my auxiliary batteries and my water tank. Now there's different ways you can store your batteries and your water tank. When I bought my Sprinter, I just wanted to get out there and start enjoying it. So one of the easiest ways you can store that stuff is by making your own boxes. Now initially my thought was to install my batteries and my water tank underneath the van. That seems to be one of the better routes. One, because all the stuff is out of the way, leaving you more room inside the Sprinter, which is key. And also, if for some reason maintenance needs to be done, or let's say you have a leak in your water tank, well, it's not leaking inside your van, it'll be underneath. Same thing with the electrical. So some of the places that you can install these items underneath your van, remove your spare tire or figure out somewhere else to carry it. This makes a great spot to install your water tank or batteries. Another great spot on most vans is between the frame rail. You're able to install, making some custom brackets. Now depending what options you have, I have the additional rear heating system, so I have this in the way. But if you didn't, you'd have this whole empty bay where you can install your equipment. And don't forget, another spot is here in your engine compartment. If you don't already have an auxiliary battery, this is the spot where the factory puts it in. So this is where I keep my dual battery system. I got two Lifeline 6-volt AGM batteries. I've had these boxes now for about over a year and they've been rock solid. Now the box I built that holds my water tank in here, I got the water tank off of Amazon. I'll put some leaks in there, but I have the shower system right here. I got a shower head that I keep in here. And down here is where I have a quick connect plug that I use to connect the shower. I made a homemade little sight gauge, sight tube, just so I can see my water level. I bought these cool little clasps off of Amazon also. Show you what it looks like. Okay, so here's the water tank I bought off of Amazon. I believe it's a 16-gallon tank. You can fill it from the top here, or you can fill it from a quick connect down at the bottom of the van. Here's my air hose bleeder that runs out to the outside. Now both of these boxes I was able to utilize the anchoring systems here. I designed I have a small L bracket. You can't see it in there, but there's an L bracket that attaches to this, along with some heavy-duty strapping and some self-tapping screws. Same thing on the other side. Same thing here on the battery box. I was able to utilize one of the anchoring systems here, so this box is bolted down, but yet it's screwed into the framing of the side of the van. So I invested in buying one of these Kreg jigs, and you could very well do this without it. It just helped me make my connections a little bit cleaner. As you can see here, the Kreg jig allows you to make these recessed angle holes, and in there you can set your screw, makes for a really tight connection. I like using this cabinet grade 3/4 inch plywood because it's nice and straight and just makes your angles and your work look a lot better. On the surface here, I'm going to end up gluing using some spray adhesive, some diamond plate matte, as I'll show you in a bit. The corners, I'm going to use some of this 1.5 inch aluminum angle iron. Now the reason why I use this aluminum is because it kind of cleans up the corners once I glue down my rubber mat. There's obviously going to be seams here when you glue down the two pieces of rubber. This kind of cleans it up, and then I'll end up screwing this to the wood, and it kind of holds everything together and it adds a little bit of strength to the box itself. Now to cut my angle iron, because it's aluminum and it's soft, you can use a regular wood cutting blade on your chop saw. And because this is a miter saw, you can make some nice angles too. I found this diamond plate material on Amazon. I need plate, and you'll have to experiment with the spray adhesive, see what works best for rubber and wood. I'm trying some 3M, a 3M product. We'll see how that works. The angle iron, I used a step bit to make my initial hole. This is a step bit, and then I used a countersink bit for metal, and that looks like this. And what that's going to allow me to do is insert my screws and have them look flush and recessed in there. I happen to find these at my local hardware store, and they're a little bit longer, 1.25 inches. I couldn't find them any smaller. So what I'm going to have to do is screw everything in and then go back and maybe with an angle grinder and get in there and cut the tips off. But I like the fact that it was a square head. It just made it look a little bit more unique, and they're already black. This is what I was talking about. The screws came out a little bit longer, so I'll just take an angle grinder and I'll just grind these off when I'm done. I know it's hard to see here, but I think I have an area here that seems to be bubbling up a little bit, and I don't know if that's because maybe it just didn't adhere right in that area. So again, I'm still experimenting with the adhesive. Maybe you guys have some recommendations. What I'll do is I'll probably recess a couple holes here, and I'll through bolt into the side of the van. Looks pretty clean, and like I said, it was not too hard to build if you have some basic woodworking skills. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and hope you like this video. Hopefully it helps you. Again, this is only one way to do this. Worked out for me. They've been holding up really well. Again, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you guys have any comments or suggestions or anything I could have done better, let me know, and I'll just keep making these videos.